All right, everybody, welcome to the Double R Live Reacts. We got a lot of big news surrounding the Baltimore Ravens and former Ravens. We'll get into that in a second. Let's get right into it. The Baltimore Ravens are making a shakeup. We all know their pass rush has not been good. Odafe Oweh, 𝐷𝐞𝐿, there hasn't been a lot of pressure by the Ravens defense. The Ravens are trading Odafe Oweh, the defensive end that they drafted back in 2021, for Chargers safety Alohi Gilman. Now let's talk about Odafe Oweh here for a second. We'll get into the details of the trade. Odafe Oweh, this is his 5th year. Like he was drafted in 2021. He's played every year. He had a big year in 2024. We had 10 sacks, but outside of that, he's had no sacks this year. He had 5 in 2023, 3 in 2022, and 5 in 2021. Everybody thought that he was gonna be this fast, speedy, aggressive, Dwight Freeney kind of guy. I mean, he really didn't have a lot of pass rush moves, but that was a thinking process here, and it never really panned out outside of last year. But the Ravens have generated no pass rush at all this year, and so here's the thing: Alohi Gilman is a safety, and he did have a good PFF grade as one of the top safeties in 2023 with an 85, 80-ish grade. But last year, Gilman was ranked 129 out of 101 safeties according to the PFF with a grade of 55.3. Now, this is down here. Listen, the thing: the pass defense has been terrible. The run defense has been terrible. You know what I'm saying? So you're taking away, I would say you're taking away a strength but in this scenario, nobody's been good on the defense. Nobody has been good on the defense. So it's like you're trading what has been a weakness in the pass rush to strengthen another weakness in the pass defense. But Gilman is not a guy that moves the needle. You know what I'm saying? I still don't understand why this Ravens passing defense is even where it's at. Because you got Kyle Hamilton, you got Marlon Humphrey, you got Wiggins, you got Alex, you got names back there, but this is a prime example of just because you have the names does not mean it's going to produce on paper. Alexander has not been good so far with the Ravens. Marlon Humphrey has been injured. He got cooked in that Chiefs game. He got cooked in the Lions game. Kyle Hamilton's been the only steady. You know what I'm saying? Malachi Starks is a rookie, you know? And so you're trading a weakness to increase the weakness with a guy that really ain't even, at least this year and last year, hasn't really been the best. So I really don't understand this trade. Usually in a trade like this, you would be like, all right, we're gonna take from strength to add the weakness, with meaning taking somebody from the offensive side, whoever that would be, and giving them to increase something on the defense. I don't understand this. I don't understand this trade. I know the Ravens need help, and maybe this is just more of a shakeup. But I'm hearing people in the comments like, well, are the Ravens rebuilding? Like, what is the Ravens move here? Well, let's talk about Odafe Oweh. They picked up the 5th-year option on Odafe Oweh this year, and they given where they're at in the season, they weren't gonna sign him long term because the Ravens are 1-4. You know what I'm saying? So trade him while you can. You weren't going to re-sign him. You weren't going to sign him to a long-term deal. He hasn't been producing, so you get what you get out of this. He has had no sacks this year, so you're not going to get a top quality safety. But on his resume, he's had a good year. He's had a good 2023 year, you know. But that was 2 years ago. Also, the deal also includes a late round pick swap, as the Chargers will receive the Rams' 7th round pick in 2027, and the Ravens will get a 2026 5th round pick. Odafe Oweh, as I mentioned, was the 31st overall pick in the 2021 draft. While he had 10 sacks in 2024, he was playing limited snaps on Baltimore's defense. He did not start the team's first 2 games. That's right, I forgot about that. That's probably why he doesn't have no sacks. Gilman has been on the field for 87% of the Chargers' defensive snaps so far. He's got 22 tackles with 3 pass defense. He has 5 interceptions and 4 forced fumbles in his career. He's a veteran, and so you're getting ready to get into a passing attack with the Rams, and maybe that's more of a move for this game because the Rams have a good passing attack. You need something back there. But this move, and this was from Pro Football Talk, by the way, the news. Hey, Eric DeCosta is making a move here, and I don't think this is the only move. And actually, it isn't the only move. We'll talk about that in a second, because the Ravens have definitely been upgrading their secondary today. What do y'all think about this move? Comment below. What do you guys think about it? I mean, obviously, this is not a needle mover, but you get away from a guy who you weren't going to re-sign for a guy that can at least try to provide you some better impact, and you get him early in the week so he can practice. You know, he's gonna be practicing with the team, so he should be ready by Sunday's game. Hopefully, I would imagine. So let me know what you guys think. I mean, it's an interesting trade that I really don't know if it's going to make a big deal, other than the fact that you move on from Odafe Oweh, who you weren't going to re-sign. So from that point of view, yes, I don't know if this move indicates that the Ravens are selling or what, or they still going for it, or they just trying to win this game before the bye week is what that, you know. The other move that we got here from the Baltimore Ravens is the Ravens have signed free agent CJ Gardner-Johnson, and this is from ESPN. Free agent CJ Gardner-Johnson, who used to play for the Eagles, signed with the Baltimore Ravens on the practice squad, the team announced Tuesday. The lack of experience depth at safety has been an issue for the Ravens, whose defense has struggled mightily. Kyle Hamilton has been on the sideline, we already know all that. Gardner-Johnson can help the Ravens even when Hamilton returns. By playing Gardner-Johnson deep with Malachi Starks, Hamilton can play closer to the line of scrimmage, and that's where we know Kyle Hamilton makes his money at. He's versatile, but he can play the line of scrimmage, he can play back, but he's definitely more impactful at the line of scrimmage. Here's the thing. Baltimore Ravens need all the help they can get. I don't know if CJ, I mean, obviously CJ Gardner-Johnson is a free agent for a reason. If he was like that, he probably would have already been on a team. But at the end of the day, I get the Ravens' logic here. What you got right now ain't working, and you're injured right now. What you got ain't working. So bring in some different blood that can shake things up. Sometimes all it takes is a shake up, you know. And so from that point of view, I get it. But I don't. This move just indicates the Ravens are trying to win now. They're not. I don't think they're selling. They're trying to win this next game. Now he's gonna be in the practice squad, so I don't know if he's gonna be playing for in the Rams game. We shall see. The Texans had him late last month, and they released him after 3 games. So he was playing with the Texans, ironically the team that just spanked the Ravens, and now he's on the Ravens. So we'll see. Obviously, we remember him from the Eagles, and I always thought CJ Gardner-Johnson was good a couple years ago, but obviously he's a free agent, and the Texans released him, so obviously that tells you everything you know about that. We shall see. He's on the practice squad for a reason. You know what I'm saying? That tells you everything you need to know. You know, obviously, you know, Gilman is not going to be in a practice squad. He's going to be ready to go on Sunday, most likely. All right, last move of the day. And I wanted to say this for former Raven, Joe Flacco, who may actually play in the bank 2 times this year. Remember, the Ravens already played the Browns with Joe Flacco, the only game the Ravens won this year. And he might have a chance to play in the bank in November when we play the Bengals. Joe Flacco has been traded to the Cincinnati Bengals. Obviously, the Bengals were not happy with Jake Browning. He's thrown 8 interceptions in 4 games. He hasn't looked good. Joe Flacco also been throwing interceptions too. You know what I'm saying? I remember that game against the Ravens. Joe Flacco got 6 interceptions. So, I mean, but he's a veteran. You know what I'm saying? And Joe Flacco has some weapons. He'll have Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. This could be an underrated move because Joe Flacco knows how to play football. He's getting a major upgrade in receivers with Chase and T. Higgins. And you know Flacco can throw the deep ball. You know Joe Flacco can throw the deep ball. Well, what does Jamar Chase do well? Go deep. He's a great route runner. He's speedy. T. Higgins the same way. I like the move. Take advantage of Joe Flacco's strength, which is his arm strength. If he can get a little, but the thing about it is the Bengals don't have no good pass protection, and Joe Flacco's a sitting duck. But then again, Joe Burrow's a sitting duck. So it's like, and Joe Flacco's even more of a sitting duck than Joe Burrow and Jake Browning. So. But if he can get the time, he can get the ball to Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. This could be an underrated move. When I saw the trade, I was like, oh, wow, the AFC North trade quarterback? Okay. Now, as far as the trade goes, as far as what the Browns got back, what did the Browns, the Cincinnati got a 6th-round pick, and Cleveland landed a 5th-round pick. I mean, you're not going to get much for Joe Flacco, obviously. But the Bengals are in need. They obviously didn't like what they see from Jake Browning 2 years in a row now. So here you go. So that's all the news today. Comment on each one of the moves you think. Talk about each one. The Odafe Oweh trade to the Chargers for Alohi Gilman, the CJ Gardner-Johnson signing from the free agent market, and the Joe Flacco news being traded from one AFC North team to another. Joe Flacco might be back in Baltimore as a starter come next month. We shall see. Before I get up out of here, Retro Gang merch. As I mentioned last video, check out your Retro Gang merch. The merch store is below this video. This merch, Retro Gang OG. This wonderful hoodie that I'm wearing right now can be yours, made by City John and Juice2099. Tap in, support the channel, get you some merchandise. I would love it. And if you get the merchandise, send a picture and send it to me. We got a Discord channel that'll also be in the comments section where you can. It'll be in the pinned comments, so go check us out. This your boy Double R with the live react with some breaking news of the day. Comment what you think below. We out.